Bootcamp is about to begin. Rise up, it's time to log in. LP Army will teach you the way to be LP warrior starting this day. We live for the fees we make. Soon it is profits that you will take. The LP Army marches strong. The best in soul and now we sing our song. We live for the fees we make. Soon it is profits that you will take. The LP Army marches strong. The best in soul and now we sing our song. We are LP Army, rise to the sky. Dynamic fees, our battle cry. LP warriors will never die. Arrow boom, we will fly. Rise, new soldiers, rise. Rise, new soldiers, rise. Spot, could ask, use them all. Winning's the task, we heed the call. Bootcamp, join our ranks so tight. Listen to the goose gang and gain your might. We will print and we will earn. Once you gain as tokens burn. Join the ranks of the brave and bold. Story of the LP Army told. We are LP Army, rise to the sky. Dynamic fees, our battle cry. LP warriors will never die. Arrow boom, we will fly. Rise, new soldiers, rise. Rise. Take the course and earn your role. March with us and earn some soul. Dodge the rug and join the fight. We gain together LP Army might. Make your position and join the pool. Post your wings with Alex's tool. LP Army, we fight to win. Your journey is about to begin. We are LP Army, rise to the sky. Dynamic fees, our battle cry. LP warriors will never die. Arrow boom, we will fly. Rise, new soldiers, rise. Take the course and earn your role. March with us and earn some soul. Dodge the rug and join the fight. We gain together LP Army might.
GMET, everybody. Welcome to Advanced Bootcamp number 9. I am joined here today by the legend, Crime. Welcome, my friend.
Welcome. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah,
Pleasure
man,
to
it's
be here.
awesome to have you here in studio today. I'm super stoked about this. People have been wanting to see this, and so we're super excited to hear all about your strategies and all of that. But you know, for people who are not familiar with you, why don't you tell us about yourself, what you do?
Sure. So I actually started off trading stocks like a very long time ago, like 2019. I started learning. Got into Solana meme coins pretty early on, January 2024. Um, did pretty well trading the first like 6 months when everything was going crazy. And then around May, June of that year is when a lot of the tokens started coming back down, and I round tripped a lot of money. And then I found out about Meteora, um, and I started learning how to do it. Didn't really understand really how to position myself on pools. Like I understood the concept, but I didn't really understand how to apply it. Was unprofitable using it for a little bit. Then August 2024, I found Razor, and he was doing his 1 to 100 Solana challenge, and I was super inspired. He was doing one-sided Solana bid ask positions and doing very well. So I just kind of copied that and started with, technically, I did start with 1.5 Sol in that wallet. Started it on August 1st of 2024, and I have now grown it to 192. I reached 100 on July 2025. So it took me about 11 months to get to 100, and now we are at 192. But yeah, I obviously don't have like the biggest P&Ls, but I just try to preach like consistent growth, and just to show that you can start with a small amount and grow it using Meteora. So
Absolutely. I love it, man. I mean, that is the key, that is absolutely the key to doing this. I totally agree. So let's get right on into it, man. Tell us about your risk management strategies.
sure. So number one, Meteora it's really easy for you to manage risk when you're trading meme coins on Meteora. Um, Meme coins can obviously rug to zero, so it's very, very important that you account for the possibilities that can happen when you're trading them. And the number one thing, really, before we get into further risk management, is you really cannot take massive losses that set you back. Like, I never put myself really in a position to take anything more than maybe like a 3% loss on the total portfolio. But if for some reason, when you're starting small, you can risk a little more. Like when I started with 1.5 Sol, I was probably throwing in zero point 0.5 Sol in each position, or 1 Sol. But really the key is to live to fight another day when you're doing these challenges. So no matter what, when you're starting out, just keep in mind that you really should, no matter what you do, you just need to make sure that you can survive to fight the next day is really important. But we can go into, I guess, some more technical risk management. So usually, I'm sure if you guys have been paying attention, you know that my typical strategy is either going like minus 87%, minus 90% even. Bid ask usually only. Sometimes I'll mix some spot in there, but really bid ask is always my friend, because it really just protects you against dumps. And I think I see a lot of people getting a little bit impatient when they do these wider ranges, but really you just, it's okay if you don't make a ton when you're opening your position. I think people go in for maybe like, maybe they're in for 4 hours. It's only at the tip of their bid ask, and they're not making too much. But really, if you give it time, usually a lot of these tokens do come down. Usually they have multiple 50% moves down. So I just always preach to go wide, and that's really going to save your account. You might not make like a ton when you're starting out, but it's really going to save you in the long term. So also, one more thing I should mention is that
Yeah.
people always ask when to cut losses. Like, is there a certain percentage I cut losses in? I'm usually cutting losses when I go out of range. Sometimes I'll cut it early, but I try to give it like as much time before getting out. So really the only times I'm cutting losses are when it dumps all the way out of my range. And at that point, if I have a 90% range and it's dumping out of that, I'm probably just wrong on the token.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I love the bid ask, because I talk about this. It's about capital preservation. And really that's the thing that people really have to remember is, even if you're up there at the top and you're not making that much, and maybe that's where it stays for a long time. Profit is profit, and you stack these up. You stack a little bit. It's like, I got $10 here, I got $5 here, and then next thing you know, you've got one soul on the day, or maybe it's two soul, or whatever. As you grow your port, it's all about that percentage, right? Not necessarily the dollar amount. I love it. Yeah, absolutely. Okay.
And yeah, I think you can go to here. That's fine. But I was just gonna say that I think people maybe get the wrong idea, because obviously 100 the growth on this account is pretty significant, but people are like, oh, well, you're not getting like 100 soul like gains. Like, you see all of these clickbait like P&Ls and stuff from whatever other meme coin traders, and it's like, true, but in this market, if you can profit at all trading meme coins, you're probably doing pretty well. It doesn't have to be a massive amount of money. If you can grow your account, that's all that really matters, I think, at this point in time.
100%. Yeah, I absolutely agree with that. Definitely. All right, man. Let's get into like how you, Mr. Crime, are choosing token selection.
Sure. So I can talk for a little bit before sharing the screen. So I think a lot of people are chasing a lot of volume, and that's fine. I'm never good at chasing like the newer volume coins usually. Like in terms of 2-hour-old token, it's getting 1 million in volume so far, unless it's like a really, really good meme. Okay, I should start with saying I really, really prefer being in tokens where I like the actual meme itself. Like, usually I care about volume and price action, obviously, but I really do care about the longevity of the meme and how long people will care about it. Because if you're playing these derivatives, like I saw one today, like Meme House or something, kind of like a White House derivative, it's just like it gets really diluted when you have like one strong meme and then there's like all of these derivatives or betas, whatever you want to call it, and those might be getting volume, but that's usually not what I'm playing. I really try to stick with the memes that are kind of like the alpha one. For example, like White House would be the alpha one in that case.
Right.
And just memes that maybe I was talking to some of the students from the LP Army University, and it was Armstrong, actually. I was talking to him about how you have to identify when memes come out, if it's like a news story meme, if it's like a TikTok meme. Like there's a lot of like kind of categories they can fall into, like Elon tweets, stuff like that, because when you get a news story meme or something like that, they typically are going to get a lot of volume the first 1 or 2 days, but then 3 days later, no one cares about them. The news has already happened. There's nothing
Right.
new or novel coming out. So
unless they're like retweeting or the story keeps going, it just kind of
exactly, they just forget, and then people forget about the token, and it doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, like, someone was talking to me, and it wasn't, I don't really like these types of tokens, but like the Irina coin back in the day, and like the Aussie Hero, those are just ones that stick out to me. But those were like stories, right? They came out, and tragic stories on both of those. But unfortunately, like 4 days later, people just forget, and that's just the way the market goes.
Yeah. Well, and and that's true in just the news in general. And to me, I find it's amusing how meme coins are a source of world news, right? Sometimes I'm watching and seeing like Trump related tokens or Trump token itself, like all of a sudden catching a lot of volume. I'm like, what did he do? So like you're going and looking what's going on in the news, or like, I find out like how I found out he got shot was there was a token called ear. I'm like, what in the world? You're right. I mean, that's like meme coins are like a news source. It's crazy.
They are. They are. It's
Yeah.
crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah, Pump Fun is the new CNN. Absolutely.
It is though. It is though. It's like literally attention. It's just attention markets, you know.
Absolutely. All right, man. You want to
but yeah,
share?
sure.
All right.
We can start
Change your
sharing the
window
screen.
there.
Yep. We can start off on. Actually, I like this one. This is actually a decent meme. Am I sharing?
Yep. We see you.
So, honestly, not really sure what this whole meme is, but I've been told by other people it's like some TikTok thing. TikTok memes have not done as well recently, but I really like memes that are viral on social media. 6-7 was like the best example I could give from the past year. Unfortunately, that token is at like 0, and the original got vamped. But anyways, just kind of like that. The thing about I'm kind of getting into like meme science here, but the thing is how usable a meme is really matters. Like 6-7 was popping up every single day. You had like kids saying it in school and stuff. Like it was literally everywhere. And the power behind that is that people keep talking about it and people keep having attention to it. Like we were talking about how the news stories, their novelty fades within a few days. But with memes that are easily posted and repostable, they just tend to survive longer. So going from that, this is some sort of brain rot TikTok meme. Not really sure what it is, honestly, but my friend sent it to me the other day when it had this spike here, and I was looking at it. I was like, this chart looks really, really good. So moving on from token selection from the actual meme itself, you want to start at the narrative kind of top down. But when you see charts that look like this and have this looks organic to me. This volume here looks very, very organic to me. And how let's switch over to market cap actually. So it went up to 1.5 mil, dropped back down to 130. So if you think about it, if you did a bid ask range from 1.59 mil all the way down, it actually wouldn't even cover it. 1.61, so the bottom would be 160. I guess it would cover it, but just barely. Just showing you that so you guys can keep in mind kind of how low these tokens can drop before bouncing again. But anyways, going back to this one, dropped down to 160K, had a spike, sustained, and this type of price action, I know I say this all the time, but I want you guys to try to pay attention to the volume down here and how it doesn't look like a farm. This is all I think is organic volume. Maybe sometimes there's like volume or market maker bots in the mix here, but for the most part, you see these right kind of random spike here. This just looks nice to me. And then right or kind of organic. This could be considered like a crime pump or whatever, but it looks pretty natural to me. And this is something that I'm actively bidding. It went up to here, and I think I set up my range from like 1.13, maybe 87% down. Also, little tip if you guys are not aware, I use Dex Screener a lot. I know Meteor has integrated the charts, but it's just we'll get to that later. Anyways, on Meteor and on Dex Screener, if you go over to this side here where the fibs are, you can go to price range and you can actually map out what your range is. So if I know that I went down minus 87% in my range, we can go here and find that the bottom of my range is 135K. So this is probably what my range is set up here. And I actually went a little bit, I went like 1 sol spot, 9 sol bid ask on this one, just because I liked the meme a little bit more. If I'm more confident in a meme, I'll add more spot into the mix.
Yeah.
But if it was back here, and I was looking for this first down move, I would go all bid ask. Whenever it's like the first run up, and I was also talking to other people. So this is actually not a bad chart to give all these examples on. But when charts have their first move up, this is usually what I have started calling the price discovery phase. You're kind of seeing how high it's going to go, and usually, unless you're playing it very early on, unless you're lucky and you see it like back here, you can LP this section. Um, I am typically not someone that plays the pump up. You can do that with like heart attacks, um, as we all know, but typically I'm waiting for this first price discovery, and then this first move down is usually where I'm going to be doing like a bid ask or something. This would have been scary.
Yeah. Yeah, and I like sometimes if I like something or I think it's good enough, I'll add in that little bit of spot just to be able to capture more fees there on the low end. Hopefully, like if it's ranging up there.
Right. Right. And yeah, that's I sometimes like on Penguin, I think the last time I used like a straight up like spot curve to chase something up on the pump was like Penguin, is just because it was getting all that volume. The White House tweeted, but yeah. Spot always gives you some quicker exposure.
Right.
I guess moving on to Scuba, I'm trying to give you guys some decent token examples. This is another one. This looks a little bit more suspect to me. But this also looks like pretty organic price action in my opinion. And all of these moves up and down, when you see charts that look like this, these are usually good things to LP. I actually wasn't in this early. I probably should have been. And now it's kind of having right price discovery, it's cracking, and we'll see how low it goes. But this is another one. I'm gonna show you guys some examples real quick of, I want you to pay attention to the volume and the price action, how it moves. Also, coincidentally, another TikTok meme of some sort. Again, I don't really scroll TikTok, so I have other people kind of tell me what's popular. Distorted. I actually didn't like this token, so a lot of people were LPing this, and if you played it and made profit on it, props to you, because this probably wasn't a bad area. But like I said, I'm usually not looking to play these like kind of stair stepper, like constant grind up. It just doesn't work as well for me. I like stuff that kind of has one pump and then maybe comes down and then maybe has another. The constant moves up, I'm just not super comfortable with. I'm not sure if this was like a coordinated pump. I don't know if this was organic volume here. But as you can see, it's kind of just like having the death spiral.
Well, and that's the thing I'll see is like you'll see that little stair step up, and it kind of like it's building up for that huge like immediate dump, and you see it there on the chart.
I don't
massive dump right there.
I wonder with these tokens, because this went super high. I wonder if this is coordinated or not, because it went to 6 mil, which is like, I guess it is a quote unquote okay meme, but yeah, this was always kind of I didn't necessarily love this token. So
yeah, I mean, I played that one early, got out, and I'm done with it.
I mean, that's what you have to do. If the stair stepper, you want to do it on the way up, and then probably not something you want to be in on the way down.
Right on.
This is a token I wanted to pull up. This is, I hope you guys can tell from here that this is a scam token, or it's volume botted. Something's going on here that you would not want to be a part of.
Yeah, absolutely wash traded.
And you can also kind of look at the meme. Honestly, it's not like that bad. Like the GIF actually looks kind of good, and this is not bad, but it's like slop. It's like it's not original. There's no community. It's not memeable. It's not viral. So you can see that they're just kind of trying to trap people, even though it's getting 6 mil in volume. And maybe some people profit on this. If you are profiting on these types of tokens, that's okay. It's just not, it doesn't fall into my playbook. Again, I was talking about Meme House earlier, White House derivative. Like this chart is so ugly looking. And do you guys see how there's this mountain of volume? Maybe they're just bundling it. I'm not really sure what's going on here. Mountain of volume, And then this is just like instantly sus to me. Like I would never touch this. Also, it's a beta, so
Beta.
like a derivative.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah,
It's like a derivative of White House, the actual White House meme. I forget where I played this one. I did play. Is this the actual real White House? Yes. I guess we can actually see where I got out. I don't really care. I guess I'll show the LP agent on screen. Don't care that much. I'd prefer not for you not to copy trade me, but it's okay if you do. I mean, it's not okay if you do. I don't want you guys copy trading me because I want you guys to be able to think on your own, and copy trading also can get you wrecked, and you might not have the same.
It can wreck a chart too.
It can wreck a chart too. Anyways, let's see where I got out of here. So this is where I got out for a little bit of profit, probably like 1 sol or something, but you can see how I was anticipating kind of like a hard dump on this one. And, you know, I probably went minus 90%, so we can kind of map it out, I guess. I definitely went minus 90% on this one because of,
I love that tool.
I love it. I love it. So this was probably my approximate range, right? And this is another strategy that I've been kind of going over. I kind of realized that I have 2 main ways to profit: these dumps, and then you get 1 spike and you can get out for profit here. And again, I'm preaching wide ranges just because you want to have that cushion. You want to have a wide enough cushion. You don't know how low this is going to go. What is it at right now? 500K. This was at like, I don't even remember. I guess we can go over, but just keep in mind these tokens that go to whatever it is. This went to 5 mil. The higher it goes, the more that your 90% range might not cover. Because think about it, 90% range, an easy way to think about it, if it's at 4.85 mil market cap, 90% down from that is 485K. So, you know, this thing went lower than 400K eventually. Just keeping in mind, like, market caps, when they go really high, they can dump more than 90% sometimes. Keep that in mind. Punch, I played this one a little. I got out before this kind of whole dump. And then I pulled this up too, just to give you guys another example of a scam or fake looking chart, right? Do you see how the volume down here is constant? Like, you can almost draw a line straight across. And I just hope people are not getting FOMO. And I think that people should not always chase a ton of volume on tokens and just blindly going in just because the pool is trending or it's printing well. I think that being more selective on tokens is really gonna save you in the long run.
Well, and that's the other thing. I see, like, you can see all this volume, and, you know, especially when it's wash traded, you'll see all this volume down there on the chart. But the pool may not necessarily be getting any of that volume, because what these bots are doing is they're running it all through a prop AMM, a proprietary AMM, which has got like 0 or no fee, or very low, extremely low fee. So they can just sit there and do this and generate this volume, and you think, okay, you know, I'm going to get in there, and then you get almost nothing, because those bots, they are not routing through your pool at all.
Right. I actually didn't. I've always been curious to see how those bots work, because like you said, I guess they just don't charge too much in fees, and they just wash trade back and forth.
Running through their own private little AMM that you
That's
can't
crazy.
Get to. Yeah,
that's crazy. I did not understand people had private AMMs.
Oh yeah. You'll hear it called a prop AMM, but that means proprietary. But yeah.
Okay, interesting. Good to know. But yeah, do we look at questions? I kind of.
Yeah.
Do you want me to? I think most of you guys know the strategy that I'm usually using is kind of just a one-sided Solana bid ask is really, and then I mix some spot in there. I guess we can go over one last chart before
Okay.
questions is Doom. Um, again, this is a weird one because the kind of AI integrated with biology or whatever, like basically the lore, if you're unaware, is that a group of researchers cultivated some culture of brain cells and inserted it into like a chip and taught it to play Doom or something.
Yeah,
So, which is it's crazy.
that is.
um, but yes, this was kind of this is a mix of hype but also news, because if you think about it, it's technically a news play because it came out. If they're not going to have like, steady updates about what the brain cells are doing, people are going to kind of forget about it. But again, even though with knowing that, I still was fine bidding it because it was a little bit cooler of a news story and it was getting so much volume. Like this was absolutely crazy. So I ended up getting out right here. So again, I bid this nearly from the top, probably 90% down. And you can see where I'm taking the exits on some of these charts. And these are tokens, like these plays I'm probably making 10-ish% maybe profit. Like on an 8 soul position, I probably made like 1.5 soul here. So
Nice.
these aren't the home run plays really where you can accumulate something for a long time and then it rips up. But these are just tokens that have attention. You're bid asking it and you can profit on the way down, which is like just so powerful.
Yeah.
Being able to profit from on this chart is like pretty
Right.
absurd.
Yeah, that's definitely the power of the LP. Applying the correct strategy there and doing it that way. Yeah, that's definitely key. And of course, patience and don't panic.
Hmm.
Okay, are you ready for some questions?
Sure. Let's get into it.
Okay, so here's the first one. Asked a bit earlier. How do you judge community?
That's a good question. I don't typically look too much into the Twitter communities, believe it or not. I'll check it for a second just to see what posts are going on. But for the most part, I care more about the meme and my perception of the meme and I guess how often I'm seeing the meme on like my homepage and stuff like that. I usually care more about that unless the community is like absolutely crazy and they're like posting all the time and rating and they're just like out of this world, like something like that. You can look into the community more, but usually I don't grab too much info from the community mostly. The main reason I'm looking at communities is to see what posts are going on. Like
Yeah,
for this one, like I would click on this just to see what the meme is about. Usually I'm
yeah,
not looking at, the frequency of posts or anything like that.
right. I'll tell you the one thing that'll and it pisses me off. Like they'll have something, they'll go out and they'll put all this stuff out there, and then they'll delete the tweets,
Yeah.
and then then the token just takes a nosedive. I was like, son of a bitch.
But
But yeah, that's cool.
I
I
guess
don't
we're
spend
getting
a whole lot of time on the socials either.
Yeah, I check it out and just to like I don't really want to look at whatever this is, but you can kind of see it's just kind of like,
Yeah,
you get a quick feel for it and then oh wow, it's kind of pumping. I hope
right.
it's yeah.
Okay, so we have another question from Mojo Jojo. What's the best pool got 90% drop on bid ask? I'm not really.
um what's the best pool for it?
Yeah, maybe what he's asking there is like bin step and fee. What? Maybe that's what he's asking.
Um I don't know. Usually there's so many nuances to it and I don't know everything about um, pool routing, but I will say that usually I'm entering the pool that has the most TVL. So if there's a 100 bin step pool and I can get a minus 90% range in it, I'll do that. 200, just typically whatever pool has the most TVL is usually what I'm entering. There's obviously like some examples where that's not true. But for the most part, I just choose the pool with the most TVL and try to create that wider range if it allows me to.
That's generally what I tell people is, if you're not sure, go follow the TVL. Usually, not always, but
Yeah.
quite often, that's the one capturing the volume. Although sometimes I'll see somebody will have created some, really insane pool that I'm just like, I think this thing is gonna shit, and the fee is too low. Like I'm not gonna catch enough in fees. For this thing on the way down. So it's kind of like you kind of have to really think. But I think a good rule of thumb to say is when in doubt, follow the TVL.
Yes. Yes. I will second that.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Oh, here's a good question, and I actually had this question myself. Why are you using Screener instead of the extremely popular GMGN?
So I get this question all the time. It's literally just design preference and feel. Okay, because on GMGN, on Axiom, you're gonna get more order flow response. Like, you're gonna see deck screener so slow when it comes to like the orders coming in, and it's just the chart moves slow. Only reason I use it is because I've been using it since forever, like January 2024, whenever I first started. I'm comfortable with it. I like the way the charts look. I don't like the way charts look on GMGN. Like we can compare this ticker. Oh, I'm on base. Um, I I just don't like it as much. It's on
Okay,
kind of as simple as that.
that's fair.
I just like the aesthetic on deck screener is better in my opinion. That's the only reason I use it.
I feel you. Yeah, I've never actually liked Deck Screener, especially on mobile, but I, to each their own. But yeah, that was just like a curiosity. I think if there was some special function or feature that Deck Screener had that GMGN didn't,
No, it's
yeah.
just the colors and the way that the charts look. That's really it.
All right. So here's another question: do you use other website than Meteora and Deck Screener to find a good pool?
Not really. Um, so I have Fabric. Fabric is kind of popular right now with the trending pools and everything. Um, I have some Telegram bot where I get like trending pools notifications, but other than that, I really I a lot of people show me stuff when I stream. Honestly, that's where I find a lot of tokens because they're like, check this out, check this out. I'm like, oh,
Mm,
this one actually doesn't look bad. Um, and then I'm in like a lot of group chats where I'm just seeing tokens pop up. But usually, you have to keep in mind, I'm really usually not early to a lot of tokens. We can go over one screener I have. It's on deck screener. This is for like newer pairs. This is what I was using when when tokens were more LPable each day. I'm actually not really looking at this list all the time. The filters are 10K minimum liquidity, 100K market cap minimum, 40 mil market cap maximum, 36-hour pair age maximum, and then 200K 24-hour volume. In this market, you could probably take these down a little bit, but this just ensures that I'm getting like scroll down, and I used to just right click, open new tab, all of the Dex paid ones, and that would kind of be my daily scan. I would literally just go down the whole list, and then yeah, that's really all I do. I look at the Dex homepage. Like I'm probably like the worst coin scanner, honestly. I just look around, try to get a feel for what's going on, and usually someone in some group chat, like LPR me, like DGen chat, whatever. Usually people are on stuff that's moving, and then the tokens that I really like tend to be kind of older, something like this, So
Yeah.
it just kind of find them randomly. Either people, I know it wasn't like very clear answer, but long story short, I don't really have any specific system besides back in the day going through this and checking each day. And
Are are you ever using the Meteor pool discovery?
I usually don't. Um, I usually don't, but I've kind of started coming across tokens that don't have pools on them. So I'm starting to kind of get to a point where um, I'm getting more shocked that some tokens don't have pools created. So I'm trying to get a little bit more like creative. Gosh, there's some token recently that I saw that didn't have a pool, and um, so this actually is getting this gives you kind of a good overview. Triple T is on here. Peace, I saw some people playing this that I follow. This is what the dog doing. So this is actually not a bad list, just because you're gonna see kind of what's getting volume on Solana
Yeah.
right now. Psyop, anime, yeah, Pigeon. I'm actually in Pigeon right now.
I like to sort by fees. That's how I start. And
Mhm.
like right there, that column, if you click
Oh
on
yeah.
fees and sort, like you'll see that's where
Wow.
like that's where the fees are at the moment. And you can sort by volume, and if you do that, you're mostly going to see those like Sol USDC, Trump USDC. You'll see those things,
I
but
see. This
that's
is
how
really
like
interesting.
sometimes whenever I'm up there and I sort by fees and I see like White House and US oil reserve and Trump and whatever, like right there at the top, and it's like he did something or there's something in the news.
Yeah, it's actually really cool. I'm such a creature of habit that like
Yeah,
I just do the same thing, and it's
gotcha.
probably not most efficient, but yeah.
Right.
It's cool though.
So here's another question. Do you always exit a negative 90% bid position on that exit pump, or do you hold sometimes if you think the token will go back up to your highest entry point?
So that is where your own intuition and skill comes in, because your exits are rarely going to be perfect. You have to judge. Yes, so this is where it kind of falls onto you to use your own judgment on if you think that the coin has legs. This is where like the trading portion kind of comes in, because on Doom, I got out here. I clearly didn't think this was gonna go any higher.
Right.
Um, but on something like this, I'm not trying to show this token, by the way, but on something like this, right? If it came down here, yes, you could sell on a bounce like right here. But on a chart like this, that it kind of looks like it's consolidating maybe for another move up. This is something where you might want to hold your fees for higher. Typically, this is already kind of high, so I'm probably not gonna hold the fees for that long on this one, just because it's already at 1 mil.
Yeah.
I can give you guys an example though, because I've actually hit some big wins for my account doing this strategy. Um, Back in the day, this was a TikTok token. Like I don't know if you like the sound effect, like ah on stuff. Anyways,
Yeah.
I saw this early, and this is something that didn't generate very good fees. I was LPing it in this box right here. Um, Not very good in fees or anything, but I went wide enough where I wasn't in trouble, even though it went down to 40K or whatever. And this is something that I actually was planning to hold for higher. And we can kind of see. Oh, that's not going to be my. Let's see where I was clipping out on this one. But there are tokens sometimes that come around like this, and these are ones where you can hit like big multiples because you hold your fees for way higher, and you're also accumulating fees at a way lower market cap. So this is kind of a different strategy than I was showing you with like Doom and the other ones. It's not as viable right now because we're not getting these kinds of runners right now. But you can see where I was selling. Yeah, I did very, very well on
Yeah.
this one.
Yeah.
I sold on this first bike right here, and then I actually thankfully held fees for this one.
That's
And
nice.
yeah, that it looks really nice.
Oh, the top. That's amazing.
not to toot my own horn, but that was actually a very good trade.
Yeah. Yeah. Pro gamer move there.
But yeah, that's kind of a different strategy. One other one I can give you guys that happened in the past was the lion. This was a meme I did like again because it was just everywhere. Like on the timeline, the lion doesn't concern himself with taking a shower or something like that. Like all of this funny funny stuff. And again, same kind of deal. LP this bottom range, and you can see where I was selling here. Unfortunately, I sold a good amount right here when I got the spike.
Yeah.
But then
Which
went
you
up.
never know, though.
Yeah. But these are my all-time favorite ones, but they're not happening as much right now. So
Understand. Yeah.
but yeah, those are different play style than the playing the dump and selling and
Yeah.
getting out
And
quick.
you see that a lot more now. And it's talking about, hoping for Moonbag. Usually, whenever I see that, right there, that what I call the crime pump, after that, it's like, it's just gonna go down, and I don't think it's gonna run back up. Like if I see green, man, I'm taking it. We got another question here from Narco. Do you mainly LP tokens you already believe in, as in a meme, or are you more opportunistic with volume and volatility?
I think I'm less opportunistic with volume and volatility than a lot of LPers. My best friend, Will DeFi Money Sniper, he is super good at just like farming, like almost like scalping tokens and just getting out. Like he just does that and adds up a bunch of different ones. I'm usually one to sit and stuff more. And yes, I usually have to like the meme more for it. Like, even though I didn't believe in this token that much for it to go all the way back up, I still liked it, you know. And White House, same sort of deal. I liked it. And I'm not as opportunistic with volume than I think a lot of other people. And that's also like works against me sometimes because I don't profit on some other stuff that other people do. But
Gotcha. So here's another question from Mojo. With exactly the same TVL, which one is better to play the negative 90% strategy? And I think he means like what kind of pool there, like
so
that fee.
it's funny because back in the day, I'm not gonna go find it. Back in the day, I did an experiment because I saw like two pools that had basically identical TVL. I forget which they were. It might have been like a 125 bin and like a 200 bin or something. And I made identical ranges in these pools with the same TVL. And I forget which one outperformed which, but basically the whole thing that I found out was that they were nearly identical prints. So
Interesting.
one, I think I had like $200 in fees. One maybe I had 220. So there's like a $20 difference, which is significant. But for
Were
the
they
most
the
part,
same base fee?
let's see if we can find it. I don't remember. Gosh, it was so long ago. At
No,
this
no, it's
point.
fine.
Okay, yeah, we're not gonna look it.
I have
I'll
seen it. I have done that same experiment before and found one outperforming the other. And it was usually a smaller bend step. Although, like I have my limit whenever it comes to doing memes. Like, you go down to a certain point, and I'm not a fan, but it just depends. Um, the next question that Marco has is, what red flags make you immediately avoid LPing a token? Like, what's telling you, like, danger, stay away?
So I don't know if it's a red flag, but like I said earlier, the derivatives. So if there's a main runner like White House and Meme House or some other house comes out about it, I never ever play the derivative. Maybe
Well, what
like
if it's just like a straight copy, like White House? Because there's been, like,
that's
a
true.
whole bunch of White Houses.
That's true too. So I guess back in so they're kind of like a meta came out where they started vamping like OG tokens like Kermit, Wojak. I'm not sure if you guys remember those tokens and the original ones, but I stayed away from like Wojak and Kermit because I was like, oh, it's been done before. It's been done before. Lo and behold, those were actually really good DLMM opportunities, and I just stayed away because I thought they had been done before. So usually I'd say stay away from tokens that have been done before, but it's kind of like evolving into the meta that some redone tokens are running. But yes, and usually I try to stay away from derivatives of tokens, red flags. If there's some sort of volume bot running, usually, and I can tell, I'm usually not going to play it. And just if the meme is not unique, honestly, I didn't love Punch that much.
Really?
It went, uh, I liked it. I stopped liking it when it was. I did like it. That's a lie. But I stopped liking it when it was like 46 mil because I just didn't think it was the next like Mudang.
Mhm.
Um, I
I
don't know.
like the narrative on that. I mean, that thing got crazy, like, because like IKEA was, tweeting
I
about it.
okay. I kind of missed like some lore on it too, so I'm kind of out of the loop. I always like give my opinion, and there's like sometimes like some deeper
No, it's
lore
fine.
to it, um, but yeah, I don't even know where I was going with that, but um,
Sorry.
no, that's okay. That's okay. But yeah, Punch didn't love it too much, and
Yeah, that was one of my biggest wins recently. I made like
really,
a couple grand off of it, but it
never
was,
mind.
well, and the thing was about it was, I was LPing and I was making money. I was making money, and then like there was this massive dump on it, and I was just like, shit. And I waited like 4 days. And it finally just like it came back up, and I made like this huge sack of money off of it.
That's so
And,
hype.
like, yeah, I mean, but that required patience and a little bit of luck. But yeah, then after that, it really just kind of like started to fizzle out. You've seen little spikes on it here and there, but yeah, absolutely. Um, let's see. Now, Narco has one more question. I think we kind of already talked about it a little bit,
Mhm.
but he's asking, when do you decide to exit an LP position?
Um, it depends. So I think most of the plays recently have been these kind of going back to like Doom and White House. I've been kind of bidding these and selling out on the dumps. So usually when I see um when it's dumped into my range, like right here at this point in the chart, I'm probably not in profit. Here I probably turned a profit. And
Yeah.
then here I'm probably not again, and then here I probably am again. I don't know. It's kind of like a feel based thing, but when I'm happy, when I'm happy with the P&L and I get like a decent bounce, and I'm like, okay, that's doable. Like
Yeah.
if I'm doing this and I have like 8 or 10 soul in here and I'm up like 0.2 soul, I'm probably not gonna sell at 0.2 soul profit. Just because I think I can get maybe like a better bounce or something. So I don't know.
Yeah,
It's
and
kind of
sometimes it
hard.
does, and sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah.
That's the thing. You really got to kind of look at that, and it's like, this might be my only exit.
Yeah.
It was like I'm just trying not to lose here. Um, but and we're running out of time, but want to ask if there's one more question here.
Mhm.
If a token is already dipping, do you still consider LPing it? I mean, I think you kind of showed that, like it's on the down, so let's set up the bid ask and capture that, right?
Hmm. Yeah, you just want to be aware. Again, this is kind of hard. This is kind of a hard chart because you always have to imagine like what your emotions will be when if you're in an LP and it looks like this. Like I would
Yeah,
be really, really concerned being in an
right.
LP here.
Yeah,
So I guess, but it ended up being a good play. So I guess just when in doubt, go wider. And when it's up here, you want to always think about it, right? The 90% move down, the bottom of this range at 1.2 mil would be 120K. So you want to think, can this token go below 100K? Things dump to like literally zero nowadays. They can go to
yeah.
50K, they can go to 20K. So that didn't really answer the question, but
No, that's cool. Well, and the question that I have for you is, what are you doing with your fees? Are you ever compounding fees? Or you just hold and wait to the end to just flat sell? What are you doing? Or are you collecting and selling along the way? What are you doing with your fees?
so I was actually kind of arguing with my friend because I almost never compound my fees, but he's like, dude, like, why not? Like, you'd be making more on the pumps and stuff. I'm like, yeah, but just when P&L tracking was not as easy back in the day, when you compounded your fees, it became really, really hard to track your P&L. So that was kind of a habit I got into for not doing it. But mostly like on Doom or something, I'm usually not going to be selling out of fees right here. If I'm LPing here and I'm in range, I'm in range. If this is not where I'm going to exit, I'm usually not going to sell any fees, actually. Probably would be smart, but usually I'm holding my fees until I get out of the position. I'm just selling everything.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's pretty rare that I will sell fees. And I'm trying to think of an example recently. If it's a very new token, like on the rare occasions that I'm playing something that's under 2 hours old, and I'm sketchy about it, then I'll be like on the tokens that are really high volume, obviously that I told you I usually don't play. If it's really new, it's getting a lot of volume. If it's going really high, I'm selling out fees on those plays. Like the really early ones that are just getting a lot of volume and a lot of volatility,
Yeah.
I'm claiming and selling on those. But usually on these longer term plays, I'm just holding everything until the end.
Myself, I do like the compounding simply because, especially I'm on that bid ask, and then I'm compounding it back into another bid ask, because sometimes you watch it, like at that point it only needs to move a little bit, maybe to
Mhm.
be back into profit. But it's to each their own. If you hold and then sell it all on some big pump that's above your range, that is the maximum profit
Yeah.
in many cases.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, we're about out of time here.
Mhm.
I'm just gonna switch back over here. Want to do a little bit of shelling, but one of the questions that I wanted to ask is, why crime? Why the name crime, and why the vest? That's what I want to know.
So believe it or not, I was actually active in like some DLMM group chats in Meteora for a while. I actually talked to you a very long time ago on an account called Chives.
Hmm.
And one day I was just scrolling, or I was doing something. It was right after I bought the NFT. Um, and I was like, you know what? Like, crime is like like CrimeXBT is just like a good name. I was just thinking it one day, and I was like, what if I made an account? Because like I initially got inspired to just make a TikTok account because I was scrolling on TikTok like one day, and I was just like seeing people like shilling like 10K market cap tokens on Axiom and like dumping on their followers, and that is all I saw on TikTok. I
Oh
was like,
wow.
okay, like
Yeah.
someone needs to like come and give them some like real information. And I didn't even start like with Meteoro initially. The goal in mind was to just give people basic crypto information that didn't really know anything. And then I thought it was kind of like a good like oxymoron, like Crime XBT kind of being the only like real information on TikTok. So that's kind of where that came from.
Nice. Right on. Okay, so you are live streaming like all the time, and it looks like around 12 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's U.S. East Coast. Go ahead, tell us all about it. Shill it.
Sure. It's it's honestly, so I need to start not doing it at 12 a.m. But that's like the time where everyone is asleep. I just feel like comfortable. I feel like there's no time limit, so I just like streaming late. And basically it's just kind of the live streaming, the challenge I'm at. I'm still trying to see how high we can take the wallet. Like I said, I'm somehow at 192 right now. I thought I would be lower, but I just calculated it. Um, and we're just, yeah, obviously like on stream, we're not you're not going to see massive P&Ls, but you're just going to kind of see people come in, we hang out, they shill tickers, I look at tickers, I'll open some DLMMs. Obviously all of this stuff kind of moves slower, so you're not going to see probably a bunch of like big P&Ls, but I try to do some teaching on streams and I go over the Meteor protocol a lot because a lot of my viewers don't know anything about Meteor, so a lot more basic information there. But yeah, just review meme coins, hang out with the chat. We actually have like a really loyal viewer base on TikTok, so it's just kind of like hanging out with like friends and stuff. It's
Nice.
just good time.
Yeah, so they can find you on most channels, Crime XBT, TikTok. I think it's crime.xbt.
Yeah, the only one. Yeah, I tried to get the TikTok is the only one I couldn't get the flat crime XBT handle. So
Yeah.
TikTok is the only one that's crime.xbt. Yes.
So yeah, you're wearing. Is that a real bulletproof vest? And why the
Uh
vest?
oh yeah, the vest. I missed that. Okay, so I was thinking, I was like, well, if I start like well, I started without the vest when I first started, and then I was like thinking, I was like, well, I want to attract attention on streams. So I was like, oh, I want to do like a mask, but I was like, well, if I wear a mask, like it's not very genuine. And then I always wanted the channel to be more of like a GTA kind of like heist vibe. Like I've always been
Gotcha.
fascinated with like heists and
Yeah.
stuff. So I was like, what could I do to like kind of like bring that vibe? And I was like, like I'll buy a plate carrier and
Yeah.
um
No, I mean I totally get it. Like your vest is like my hat.
yes,
And
yes, yes.
people that then they're now expecting to see you in the vest. People expect to see me in the hat. It's
It's the
yeah,
image.
yeah, right. It is your image. It's one of the things that defines you. Um, I see one more question from Narco, and then we'll call it quits at this. Uh, if you could go back to 2024, what tips would you give yourself about LPing?
Um if it was 2024, I'd probably um I probably would have been trying to play with more size um November, December of 2024 because the feed generation back then was so high. Like you
Yeah,
could make you could sometimes you can make 100% in like 30 minutes.
Absolutely.
And I've always been, I think I would tell myself, at least this past year, I've taken some like oversized losses that I'm not happy with. Usually my risk management is like pretty good, and I think that comes from like trading stocks for a long time and stuff like that. Um, I definitely would have told myself to cut like 4 losses that I've had in my career like way earlier, because those were probably
Yeah.
like some 10 soul losses, really like 8 away at the account. Um, I'm not
Yeah.
sure. I
Thanks.
think I don't know if there's too much I would change. I would have played Trump way, way, way better, but
Yeah. Well, I think we all would have. I think one thing that I would tell myself is like going back, like, don't touch celebrity memes. Like Trump was the exception, but like a lot of these just like don't touch that.
yeah,
Don't touch that.
I agree with you.
All right. Crime Man, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on. I appreciate you coming. I think a lot of people really I think it was informative. Some of it is like confirmation of solid strats that others talked about, but I really enjoyed a lot of the insights that you had, and what you're doing and how you're doing it. And I appreciate you answering all the questions out
Yeah,
there.
of course. Thank you
um
for having me.
Absolutely. And guys, go follow him on X. He's streaming like constantly, go follow his X, YouTube, Kick, Twitch, whatever it is that your preferred platform. Go give him a follow and watch out, because he's always posting content. And tell us, now you're doing this new thing, LP University. Just really quick, tell us exactly what's happening with that.
Yeah, so I should have showed that earlier. So this month we are trying something where we selected 4 participants and of different skill levels. So the teaser's actually coming out today.
Okay.
But basically, we're taking 4 students, having like 2 weekly meetings with them, just trying to analyze. There's 3 current LPers that have history, so we're looking at their P&L history, seeing what's working, what's not working, and just trying to level up their LP game. There's one other trader who's never used Meteor before, but is obviously experienced with memes. So we're trying to introduce him to Meteora, set up his first pools, and yeah, just some one-on-one work with people to try to give him uh, some more direct guidance, I
Right.
guess.
Yeah, no, I mean, I love it. I appreciate it. I love education. Obviously, it's what I do here, and you adding to that, it's amazing. I really appreciate it. And again, once again, thanks for coming out today. I think everybody on here really enjoyed the stream today. So,
Thank you.
um,
It's been an
yeah,
honor.
yeah,
I remember my first. I remember the my first boot camp. So long ago. So it's really an honor. I appreciate you teaching me it at the beginning, and yeah.
absolutely, man. That I appreciate that. That makes everything worth it. That like the crime learned something from me, so
I did. I learned. I remember
yeah,
my first boot camp. It was like August 2024, or even earlier than that, something like that.
right
Crazy.
on, man. All right, brother. Well, again, thank you, and we will see you guys around. Thank you, everybody on stream, for joining us. I hope that you are able to do some more printing out there. Take these strats and ask questions and whatever. So anyway, we're going to end today with a little bit of Met Base. So enjoy, rock on, and y'all have a good one.